Welcome back to the Hofstra Pride Dynasty. Today we've got a big regular season game against a superior opponent in the Indiana Hoosiers, who are coming to town to take on the Hofstra Pride. Now, looking at our schedule, I realized that we very possibly might be in a situation where we need to win these last three games against San Jose State, Rice, and Hawaii to make a bowl, because we very well might lose to Indiana, Arizona, and Maryland. But let's see if I could prove myself wrong and get right into this one against Indiana. If you've been here before, you know our Team Builder Stadium doesn't have any walkout intro, so we're going right to the kickoff. So let's get this started. It's a beautiful day in Hempstead, and Hofstra will take this one first and go on offense as this return. Keontae Tyson makes a nice spin move and gets up to the 30-yard line where Hofstra will set up shop. Hofstra will be led today by sophomore quarterback Xavier Jarvis, who's been stepping in admirably for the injured Tyler Olson. As Jarvis keeps the read option on first down and gets outside, but the Indiana defenders close quickly, it'll just be a gain of 2 yards. Though Jarvis has not won any of his starts thus far, he has been a solid player who has kept things going and kept them competitive, as here on second down they complete the pass to the tight end and pick up 4 yards. Things definitely could have collapsed more than they have, as they throw a screen pass out now on 3rd and 3 on an RPO, and they're able to pick up the first down out to the 45-yard line. Now 1st and 10 in the go-go formation. Jarvis will keep this one on the RPO read and run forward for another first down on a nice play there. And that is one element he brings to this offense, is that he is decently athletic and mobile. Now on another first down into Indiana territory, Hofstra sends a receiver in orbit motion and hands this one off on the inside on the RPO they give to the running back, and Strickland gets 8 yards on first down. Second down now, Hofstra lined up in the same formation. Again, they bring a receiver in an orbit motion. This time they throw the screen out to him in the flat, and Foreman with the catch and run upfield will get a first down to the 27-yard line. Now in the tackle over formation that they utilize every now and then, they're going to bring a receiver in a jet motion and pass it to him, and he's going to take this off the right side. He's got tons of room. Can he get the edge? He can. It'll be a touchdown for Hofstra as they strike first, and they strike quick here in this one. Mike Francesa told us in meetings this week that he wanted to get off to a fast start, and they did just that here, scoring within the first 2 minutes. Mike was pounding those Diet Cokes in our production meeting this week, and he fell asleep at one point, but his team looks well awake today. And I'm sure he liked what he saw there on the first drive, as the extra point is up and good, and it is 7-0 Hofstra as they go 7 plays, 69 yards in 1 minute and 54 seconds. They will now kick this one off to Indiana. And we will see how the Hoosiers respond to the punch in the mouth on that opening drive there by Mike Francesa and his Long Island boys. And the strength of Indiana's team is supposed to be its defense, apparently. But here comes the offense, as the defense couldn't stop Hofstra on the first drive. And the quarterback will take the snap here and hand off up the middle. They will gain 4 yards here on first down. Second down and 6 here now for the Hoosiers, and they will hand this one off again, and number 17 off the right side gets a 5-yard gain. It will now be 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 here for the Hoosiers. Hofstra showing a blitz look. They do come, but they are unable to get the stop as the Indiana offensive line gets a good push for a first down. Now back on first down, Indiana. Another handoff to their running back, and Chase Freeman, it looked like, was able to come in there and make the tackle. Shout out to the real-life Indiana Hoosiers. They just destroyed Nebraska today as I'm recording this voiceover. As it'll now be 3rd and 7 after a gain of 3 yards there. But yeah, Indiana Hoosiers, could they be playoff bound? They got Ohio State in a few weeks, but everything else looks winnable on their schedule. And on 3rd and 7, the quarterback's got all day back there. Launches one deep, and looks like one of our defenders broke it up from the other. It looks like we had an interception there, but our own guy came in and knocked it away. So Indiana punts this here on 4th and 7, and Keontae Tyson on the return He does not go far, and at the 26-yard line, that's where Hofstra will set up on their second drive now. And Xavier Jarvis takes the snap, throws the bubble screen out to Scooter Page, who gets just 1 yard there. And now they got the stack. They're going to go with a little slow mesh look, and they're going to go back to Scooter Page on a bubble screen. This time a little more successful as he gets 6 yards. Now we got quads to the right on 3rd and 3. Here Xavier Jarvis in the shotgun takes the snap, quickly gets it out to his tight end who comes open on the drag route. And that'll be a first down for Hofstra. Now 1st and 10 for Hofstra. They snap this one to Xavier Jarvis in the gun, and he takes the QB blast up the middle for 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4. I'm watching the Texas-Georgia game as I record this right now. As on 2nd and 4, Xavier Jarvis takes the snap and launches one down the left side, and that is going to luckily fall incomplete as it was well covered. And Texas just intercepted a pass and returned it inside the 10-yard line, and then the refs called defensive pass interference, called it back. As on 3rd and down, Xavier Jarvis drops back, attempts to find a man over the middle, but it's incomplete. Now it'll be 4th and 4. And the Texas student section started throwing water balls on the field because it was a bad call. It wasn't pass interference. As 4th down now, Strickland is met in the backfield, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Indiana will take over. Anyway, it was a bad call. The Texas students start throwing water bottles on the field in protest of this bad call. And then the refs huddle together, and they overturn the call. So I guess the students successfully bullied the refs into changing the bad call, which is kind of funny. Now on 2nd and 5, Indiana throws it out to the right side to their tight end, who picks up first down and falls out of bounds at the 28-yard line, where they will snap it here. So obviously the moral of the story is to protest bad decisions on your campus. As Hofstra gets a tackle for loss there, it's now going to be 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11, Hofstra showing a blitz look. They run to the right, Indiana does, and Hofstra has the guys there, able to stop them for just a 4-yard gain. As again, Indiana got a pretty good push, but luckily Hofstra just threw so many bodies at the problem that one of them was able to come free. Now on 3rd and 7, the quarterback is just going to sail this one out of bounds. As everybody was covered there, it will be 4th and 7 now. And that will mark the end of the first quarter, as the Hofstra Pride looked pretty impressive in the first quarter. They averaged 6 yards per play to Indiana's 2.8. They almost doubled them up in time of possession. Their fans looked rowdy. And we will start the second quarter with a field goal attempt for Indiana. This will be about a 41-yard kick, as Hofstra gets a great jump off the edge and they block it. Oh man, Hofstra, and they scoop it up. And that's going to be linebacker Jordan Underwood on the run, and they're not going to catch him. He's pulling away. He's going to run into the end zone. And that is going to be a touchdown Hofstra on the blocked field goal return. What a huge momentum swing as Hofstra tries to pull the upset here over Indiana, and those are the kind of things you need to go your way. That's Jordan Underwood with the blocked field goal return touchdown. That was Holland off the edge with the block and Underwood with the return. And Hofstra, after kicking the extra point, is now up 14-0 here over Indiana. And those are the kind of plays you need to make if you're trying to pull an upset over a team like Indiana, who's clearly more talented. And now Hofstra will kick this one back to Indiana. And they will take the return out to the 18-yard line, where their offense will come back out. They line up with trips to the right, and the quarterback takes the snap. They shift their protection to the right and throw to the right. And number 1 with the catch and run up to the 26-yard line, a gain of 8, where it will be 2nd and 2. Now again in the shotgun, Indiana hands this off, a little outside zone type run to the right. And Hofstra's able to string it out for no gain, so it'll be 3rd and 2 here. Now in 3rd and 2 in the shotgun, running back offset to the quarterback's left, takes the handoff up the middle, cuts to the left, and gets a nice gain out to the 37-yard line for a first down, Indiana. So now on 1st and 10, let's see what Indiana comes back with here. Running back looks a little bit tired, so they will go play action here as the quarterback steps back, slings one to a wide open receiver over the middle. Hofstra blitz there and just didn't have the numbers on the back end after the blitz didn't get home. It's tough when you just can't really match up in the trenches, as they go with a jet sweep here off the right side, but Hofstra stays home and is able to get a tackle for a loss of 5 there. So it'll be 2nd and 15 now for Indiana. Backup running back in the game now takes the handoff off the right side and gets just 2. It'll be 3rd and 13. Number 17 back in the game now here on 3rd and 13. Indiana QB takes the snap. He's got all day to throw. And finally, he just throws this one away when the defenders finally start to close in on him. And now Indiana will line up for a 56-yard field goal after the last one was blocked. This one gets off much cleaner, and it is up, and it is good. The long 56-yarder is good for Indiana. They made it look kind of easy. Funny how that works, as the kickback to Hofstra is taken by Keontae Tyson and returned out to the 17-yard line. And that is where Hofstra will set up shop. Xavier Jarvis will motion Scooter Page across to the right, and they will then hand it off and lose 3 yards. Scooter Page, I notice, is listed at 5'11" on the depth chart, but I thought he was like 5'8" this whole time. He's got the heart of a lion, though. As Jarvis keeps this on the read option and gets a nice gain there of 9 yards as he's able to find some space up the middle in this Indiana defense. It'll be 3rd and 4 now for Hofstra. Jarvis drops back in there in his lap almost immediately, and he gets hit as he tries to throw. It's incomplete, so now 4th down for Hofstra. They will go for it. They motion a receiver across in a little mesh look here. Jarvis goes underneath to Williamson on the drag, who picks up the 1st down. Now on 1st and 10, they're going to go little trips to the right side for Hofstra. On the field side, as they are on the right hash mark. As Jarvis is looking for Scooter Page on the wheel, but just cannot connect with him there on that one. Had him open, but Page couldn't hold on through the hit. So now it'll be 2nd and 10, and they'll go with a little QB zone up the middle, but they lose a yard there. Again, it's just not easy for this offensive line of accounting majors to open up holes against the Indiana defense. Then on 3rd and 11, try to hit a corner route, but that will also be incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 11 now for Hofstra. So Hofstra will punt from their own 33 to Indiana, who will field it, a fair catch at their own 30. And Indiana will see if they can make a little 2-minute magic happen here. It's 1st down. They find an out route along the sideline. Quarterback hits his man out to midfield. Out of bounds, but the clock's still running here, approaching the 2-minute timeout. As they hand this one off up the middle to the running back. That'll take us down to the 2-minute timeout as he gets to the 49-yard line, or 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Indiana. Quarterback drops back. Van Claiborne lingers over the middle, but he throws to the left side to number 13, who's able to run forward for a 1st down. Now lined up on the left hash mark, Indiana in the shotgun. Quarterback drops back, launches one deep, got a man open. He got right by our guy, and that is a touchdown, Indiana. He just ran a streak right by the defender, and he was wide open for 6. Defender wasn't in press coverage or anything. He just got beat. So now kicking it back off here. That didn't take them long at all to score. I said with 2:14 on the clock that they were going for a 2-minute drill, and they scored with 1:44 on the clock. So it took them 30 seconds. Now Strickland on the rocket toss gets just 3 yards. Clock is running. Hofstra comes back in the wide Bryles formation where the receivers are in the front row. And he's going to try to launch one down the seam. And McLawler, not exactly the best downfield threat, the 62 overall tight end. And that one falls incomplete, as you might expect. Now 3rd and 7 here. They shift into a single high look. And Xavier Jarvis gets hit as he tries to throw. That one's incomplete. So with 1:12 on the clock, Hofstra will have to punt here with a 14-10 lead. Indiana will take over at the 38-yard line. Hofstra definitely wants to get into the half with a lead. They don't get the ball to start the second half. Indiana does. So this drive and then coming out of the half could really swing this game here. Also, Hofstra is just simply not built to come from behind at all, as that is incomplete. So it's 3rd and 3 now. We're at 59 seconds on the clock. Our only real hopes against this team is to get out ahead early and then put on the chew clock and be able to just run out the clock and not give them enough time to come back. That's basically how we beat Georgia Tech and Rutgers. And that's pretty much the game plan we would like to execute here, but it kind of requires keeping them off the board so that we can have a lead in the second half and the ball. And now it's 2nd and 20 with 38 clock running. I'm not going to count down the whole way. But they throw over the middle here. Finds his man, his big tight end, rocking the Dallas Clark number down to the 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd down at 11 here. Quarterback takes the snap, drops back, throws off to the right side. He's got a man open, and he almost went all the way. Luckily, Hofstra able to make the stop at the 14-yard line. Not great coverage on the back end there. Indiana runs up to the line quickly and spikes the ball, so they stop it with 25 seconds. Now it'll be 2nd down. They take the snap here on 2nd down. Can't find anybody, just throws it out of the back of the end zone there to live to fight another day, as they have no timeouts here. It'll be 3rd and 10. Quarterback barking out orders, takes the snap. Throws to the left side to his man, bullshit. And as you can see, well, they gave him the 1st down, and as you probably heard, I left the controller mic on as I was recording this, and it picked up some things, such as the colorful language I used after they gave him that conversion, and it's about to get worse. I mean, look at that play. They give them a touchdown on that. They called that a touchdown. That was clearly an incomplete pass. He clearly did not catch that. Donovan McCulley commits highway robbery here. Look at this. He doesn't hold on to the ball. The game would not let me challenge it. And so this stood as a touchdown for Indiana as they take a 17-14 lead now with just 5 seconds left in the second quarter, sorry. Pardon me. We're going to try our luck on the kickoff return because we almost broke one at the end of the last game, trying to come back against was that Georgia Southern. And now we'll be left with 1 second. We will try to scheme up a deep shot here. We will try to cheese the game back for cheesing us. But Jarvis will be hit as he throws. It'll fall to the turf, and that'll be halftime. So a bit of an interesting half here. First quarter, we looked a lot better. Obviously, they've very much taken a commanding lead in yards per play. So overall efficiency-wise, it looks like they're the better team. They're in the lead. One of our touchdowns came off a blocked field goal return, which is totally fluky and will not happen again. Our other touchdown came on our first drive where we moved the ball considerably better than we have at any point since then. But other than that, we're in this game. Oh, and they also just got the most bogus touchdown call ever. But aside from all that, pretty good half by the Hofstra Pride, as we still have a shot here, down just 3 points at recess. So coming back out here in the second half. First down and 10, Indiana. They throw over the middle to Dallas Clark guy, who catches it and picks up a nice gain out to the 20-yard line. We would really like to keep them off the scoreboard here right now if you're Hofstra. Because just being, as bad of a team as we are, as they hit a huge play down there, all the way down to our 24-yard line. But being as bad as we are at football here, you really don't want to fall behind by 10 points in the second half. As 17 off the left side has tons of room, and we'll get all the way down to the 2-yard line. Indiana very much in business now, and they can really take control of this game right here. As a handoff, number 17, up the middle, into the end zone, allegedly. That's what they say, I don't know. Our guys were fighting down to the last inch, and sure looked like they might have kept him out, but the refs are giving them everything here, apparently. Mike Francesa must have insulted them or something. So it's now 24-14 Indiana, as this game has gotten away from Hofstra rather quickly. The Pride will come back out here at the 19-yard line to start the second half. Jarvis options out to his left, but he's going nowhere. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as he gains no yards there. Hofstra will come back in a pistol look again. This time Jarvis on a read option keeper has a nice amount of room off the left side. Gets us to a 3rd down and 2 after a nice gain. Now on 3rd and 2, Jarvis will hand this off to Strickland on a stretch play. And he's only able to get 1 yard as Hofstra continues to struggle in the run game. But now on 4th and 1, they will QB blast up the middle. And that'll get the 1st down. A 4-yard gain there on 4th and 1 by Xavier Jarvis, who has put his body on the line for this team. And now Jarvis looking for his receiver on the post route down the middle. He's got his man. That's Scooter Page, all 5'11" of him, all the way down to the 1-yard line. Almost gets in the end zone. If he was wearing a white jersey, they would have called that a touchdown. But since he's one of ours, it's down at the 1. And now Hofstra goes 5 wide on 1st and goal, and Jarvis could crawl into the end zone. Well, maybe not, because then your knee would be down. But that's a touchdown, Hofstra, as we open a big hole, and Jarvis walks right in on the QB blast. This Hofstra's not going quietly into the night here. It's 24-21 Indiana. So not even midway through the 3rd quarter here, both teams have gotten on the board here in the second half with quick touchdowns. This Hofstra defense will have to step up if they're going to have a chance here. As Indiana fields the kickoff in the end zone, takes it out, and gets tackled at the 17. Hofstra showing a blitz look off the right side. Van Claiborne in coverage over the middle. But Indiana's able to find a man behind him over the middle for a 1st down. Now coming back on 1st down in a shotgun look, Indiana. Quarterback takes the snap, and they throw a little tunnel screen over the middle. But Hofstra snuffed that out pretty well. We'll tackle him for just a gain of 1. Now on 2nd and 9, Hofstra sifting its defensive line over to the left, anticipating a run that way, but it is a pass. They drop back and hit the receiver wide open over the middle as Hofstra vacates the middle of the field apparently. And it looks like that was just a cover 2 look where the middle linebacker just didn't get enough depth and left the deep middle of the field open. And Indiana was able to exploit that with their superior athletes, as Chase Freeman just couldn't get there with his 5'2" speed. But again, you know, what our guys lack in talent and athleticism and strength and like scholarships and natural physical ability, you know, they make up for it in heart and grit and determination and hard work and perseverance. Jarvis drops back on 2nd and 3 and finds his man deep down the middle. That's Scooter Page again there, getting down on the possession catch, making a nice play. That'll be 1st and 10 again. It looks like they're in the tackle overlook again. So McLawler basically lined up in the right tackle's position. Jarvis keeps the RPO read, and that turns out to be a bad idea as the defensive end stays at home and is there to meet him. Now it'll be 2nd down and 14. They go back to that jet pass look that they scored on their first possession. And they get 4 yards here. Now it's 3rd and 10 here. Jarvis drops back. He's going to look for his running back on this corner route. But the underneath defender peels off, saw it with the eyes in the back of his head. And he's able to intercept that pass there. And Indiana's going the other way now. Tackled at the 48-yard line of Hofstra. They will be set up with great field position. And they've already got a 10-point lead. So, tough break there for the Hofstra Pride as they're trying to get back in this one. But unfortunately, they couldn't complete that pass or prevent it from being completed to the defense either. So now 1st and 10 Indiana. They hand this one off. And again, some poor tackling from Hofstra. And again, Indiana able to pick up a 1st down. It was really as this game started to wear on as we blew that 14-point lead. Indiana is now in the midst of a 31-7 run. And this is really the moment where I started to yearn for next season, when maybe we have at least some of our own players in. As they go with a reverse here, our guy somehow gets juked in the strangest fashion. And we're finally able to make the tackle. Still short of the first down. It will be 3rd and inches. But yeah, we expect to get some pretty exciting pieces in. You know, nobody's going to set the world on fire. Mostly 3 stars at best. We do have a shot at 1 4-star, a quarterback who will probably start from day 1. As Indiana's field goal is up and good, it's now 34-21. But the reality is, it's just tough to play with this team. There's no speed to beat anybody, except for right now. Maybe as Keontae Tyson, our fastest player, gets on the run out to the 42-yard line. The quarterbacks have like no velocity on their throws. They're like throwing lollipops on every pass. Late pitch to Strickland, who is already decided to stop by the time he gets the pitch. Strickland, the running back, is 86 speed. He doesn't really make much happen. We also don't block for him very well. Quarterbacks also miss, I think, more open receivers than I've ever had a video game quarterback miss. I would say in most previous football games I played, like, if you're in the pocket and you are throwing, like, on time, no pressure to an open receiver, like, usually even the low-rated quarterbacks will make that throw. Like, usually as they challenge here on what was ruled a catch along the sideline, but pretty clearly looks like it was incomplete. I think this will be overturned. Like, the throwing attributes really matter a lot more when you're like rolling out of the pocket and throwing on the run and like launching at 60 yards downfield. And obviously it matters in the pocket, but not quite as much. And I don't really attempt a lot of like crazy daring passes anyway. I tend to play mostly from the pocket anyway. As we're into the 4th quarter now, it is 3rd and 15 for Hofstra. And Jarvis will be sacked. It's now going to be 4th down and 28. Hofstra will come out to go for it. They don't really have a choice here, down 13 points. With that said, every time Jarvis makes an accurate downfield throw, I am amazed. As here, we've got CJ Peaks open on the run. And speaking of accurate downfield throws, Jarvis hits his man on that one. And that is a miracle conversion on 4th and 28. All the way down to the Indiana 24, and now on a slant route, he finds CJ Peaks again on the next play. Xavier Jarvis heating up here as they are down to the 8-yard line, Hofstra. And now a screen out again. CJ Peaks, a busy man here, down to the 4-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal here. On 2nd and goal here, Jarvis is going to read option it. Off the left side, no space, lost 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and goal. Probably should have just called the QB blast. Gone with old reliable. Now on 3rd and goal from the 6, they're going to motion receiver around in an orbit motion, and they're going to swing it. No, they're not going to swing it. They're going to hand it off to Strickland, who's going to get tackled for a loss back to the 10. So now Hofstra will go for it. 4th and goal from the 10-yard line. They're going to throw this one over the middle into triple coverage. It'll be intercepted. And now number 19 breaks free on the run, and Scooter Page gets in there to make a touchdown-saving tackle here. Not sure that it matters much. Down 13 points, giving the ball back to Indiana. That will probably do it for this one. As Indiana does not have the chew clock on here, they probably will in a second. It's now on 2nd and 13. They pick up 4. It's now 3rd down and 9. Once again, no chew clock. We are at 3:20 clock running. Handoff again on 3rd and 9, and oh, that's a backbreaker. They pick up the 1st down. Now they've got the chew clock on. And on 1st down, 22 in the game. I guess this is their power back. He's got a huge hole off the right side, tons of space, all the way down to the 23-yard line. We got to take our first timeout, otherwise this would just run down to the 2-minute warning. On 1st down, back to the ground to 17. We are able to stop him and call our first timeout after we get a loss of 1 on that play for them. 2nd and 11 here. Again, we were able to get on them and get the stop, call our timeout quickly. It's now 3rd and 10. No more timeouts for Hofstra. Not sure if they will pass. They do. They drop back to pass. Quarterback doesn't see anyone, steps up. Looks like he might run, then throws it over to the left side to Dallas Clark again, who's out of bounds. So that will stop the clock at 2:17. So it at least looks like the timeouts were the right move. And he missed it. He missed it off the left upright. So we'll get the ball back right here at the 20-yard line with 2:13 on the clock. So yeah, timeouts were definitely the right move. Otherwise, we would have been using them after the 2-minute warning. We have an open receiver on that scissors play, CJ Peaks, but we are just unable to find him. And so we go right back to it on the next play. Unsuccessful again. Now it's 3rd and 10. We're going to audible back to it because they are once again in a too high safety look. And it looks like we have the corner route open on the sideline. So we were able to hit that. And it's now the 2-minute timeout. And we got a first down out to the 42-yard line. And now on the same play, once again, we were able to hit Scooter Page. I don't like to do this, but I feel like the game has cheesed me enough in this one that I will do it back a little bit. As we are down at the 4-yard line now, we're going to go hurry up. Our boy Jarvis got the flame next to his name, so he played pretty well here. He had that, I think, just one interception that comes to mind. Getting right back on the ball here in the hurry up. QB blast up the middle. Touchdown, Jarvis. Savior Jarvis. If that's his last snap filling in, he's done an admirable job. Led us to some of our highest point totals. I think last week was the first time we broke 30 points in a game. Now we will try this onside, get it up in the air, but it goes right to the Indiana player who secures the ball. Gets tackled there, and it will be victory formation for the Hoosiers, who have done it. They've done the impossible. They have come into James M. Shuart Stadium, and they have knocked off the Hofstra Pride. Our team, full of accounting and business management majors, couldn't get it done today. Perhaps the future leaders of corporate America do not make for the best football team. As Curtis Rourke, the guy I was referring to as number 9, or the Indiana quarterback all game, goes for 332 yards and 3 touchdowns. There's our boy Jordan Underwood running in the blocked field goal return touchdown. There's their guy, number 4, running in the touchdown when he ran right by our defender in a cover 3. And our guy just decided to not play defense until he was behind him. Checking out the stats, they averaged more yards per rush. They averaged more yards per pass. They converted 3rd downs at a higher rate. They didn't have to try on any 4th downs. If you add up our 4th down conversions and our 3rd down conversions, so I guess we're like 6 of 11. That's kind of how that works, because you have to fail on 3rd down just to get to 4th down. So you don't really count the attempt twice. It's almost like you just get 2 tries. So it's basically 6 of 11. We only handed the ball off to our running back 5 times in this game for a total of -3 yards. We definitely need to get out there and recruit some trench monsters. Scooter Page, another good game. He's probably going to have a good stat line the end of this year, because he's made a fair amount of big plays for us. Foreman had the touchdown on the jet sweep. We were able to generate some explosives in the passing game. Longs of 69, 52, 27, 22 to Young Jr. I don't even know who that is. So we have a bye week before our game with Arizona. Nothing terribly exciting to update about. We have a left guard who we schedule on a visit here before we get out of here. Quandre Hines very close to committing, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, we're going to have George Hearns come in against Maryland. But yeah, it's about time to wrap this one up. Come back next time when we play Arizona. We're headed on the road again. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like and subscribe, please. I really appreciate it. Arizona was ranked in the preseason. They're 1-6 now, though. But they are still like an 81, 82 overall. But it's official. We will have Tyler Olsen back.